everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Get Your Shit Together with Gabby. Today we're going to be talking about how to pass your ACE exam. So I recently, in the past like 3 weeks I think it was, I passed my ACE exam and I'm so excited. I'm like completely just, it's one of those things, it's been a weight on my shoulder for so long and I finally did it and I passed and I'm very excited, but I know how stressful it is. I know how scary it is. I know how like just time consuming it can be, and you don't know what to expect. It's not like normal tests. It's a scary test, especially like it costs a lot of money. So I want to make sure that you guys are prepared to take this test. You guys feel confident going into the testing site, and you kind of know what to expect on your test day. So I'm just going to kind of go through first off how I approach studying and how I found studying most helpful, and the things that maybe what to expect on test day, and then the things that coming away from the exam, since I did take it like 3 weeks ago, so the information is pretty fresh in my head. Some things to maybe focus on, and just things I wasn't really expecting, so that way you guys can just feel as confident as possible going into your exams. So before we get started, for those of you who do not follow me, you don't know who I am, maybe you're watching this just getting ready for your ACE exam, you're like just clicking on random videos. If you're not a subscriber of mine, my name is Gabby Mail. I am a senior at the University of Kentucky. I'm a certified personal trainer through the American Council of Exercise, otherwise known as ACE. And yeah, so I'm a personal trainer. I do online coaching. I have a pretty large Instagram platform. Follow me on Instagram at gmailfit. And then I also do YouTube, which I absolutely love. So I do fitness, I do lifestyle, I do workouts, I do nutrition, I do everything. So subscribe if you're interested. Subscribe if you want more. I'm going to start doing some personal training tips and workouts that you guys should implement into your training sessions. So that's something really fun to look forward to. So anyways, let's get into it. So the first thing you guys are going to want to make sure you do is buy the book. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how people pass it without buying the book. I tried to study at the beginning of the summer. I had PowerPoint slides from my university does this program called RecFit, and it gets you ready for the exam, and it's kind of just like each PowerPoint is an overview of the slideshow, which is great, but there's so much you miss in the book, and even if it's maybe not tested on, it's information that as a personal trainer you need to know, and it's very important for just practice. So buy the book. Buy the book. I'm going to pop a picture of it up on the screen right here. I'm going to put a link in the bio so you can go click it and buy it. It's like $80. It sucks. It's expensive, but you can sell it right after you pass your exam, and you're going to pass the exam. So at the end of the day, like, you're going to be wasting money if you don't buy the book and then you fail and then you have to pay for a retake. It's just, I promise you, buy the dang book. So the approach I took that worked really well for me, and I actually got this tip off someone else I watched on YouTube, because I was watching YouTube videos too to try and get ready and figure out the best ways to study. Literally read the book. Just read the book. It doesn't have to be like super in-depth everything, but like read the main chapters, just read through it, jot down any notes. I have a notebook, I don't know where it is, but I would go through every week. I would do 2 chapters a week. So I would do like chapter 1, I'd read through it, I'd take notes on the important things, then I'd go through my PowerPoint slides that I had, and which have the main notes, and then I would review those too. But I just read the dang book. Like, you just have to read it to understand it, to get the knowledge, to get all the little pieces, and to understand, this is the biggest thing, understand how ACE words things. Like, ACE as a company, as an organization, words things very specifically, and on the exam you need to know how ACE likes things answered. You may think in your practice and in your personal training life that it should be answered this way, or you would handle it this way, or you may think something else. But ACE has a certain protocol for that, and ACE has a certain way they want you to answer the question. And at the end of the day, if you want to pass the damn test, it's not about how well you think it is or what you think you should do, it's what ACE wants you to do. So learn how ACE's terminology, like how they use their words, the questions that they ask, and the best way to study, hands down, is to read the dang book and take notes. And then if you want to go on Quizlets, I used Quizlet a lot. Just type in ACE final exam or ACE exam study tools, whatever. Go onto Quizlet and find there's so many of them that have all the terms, and you can kind of go through and just like review periodically as you're reading. So yeah, the best way to study at the end of the day, and I'm just gonna keep saying it, is read the dang book. Read the book and take notes, and that's how I thought it was the best. Another great way to study, and this would probably be my second like biggest thing that I did is I went on to tests.com, and again, I'm going to put this link in the bio. I went on to tests.com, and I paid $30, so it's only $30, and you get 750 practice test questions, and these are directly from past ACE exams, from practice exams. Like, it's not just a fake website where people like made stuff up. It's a very legit website. So I paid $30 and I got 750 questions, and it breaks it up into the sections. So on the ACE exam, there are different sections. This is my results. So there's client interviews and assessment, program design and implementation, program progression and modifications, professional conduct, safety, and risk management. So with tests.com, what they do is they break it up into those 4 sections, and you can take the tests and the quizzes by section, or you can take them randomized. You can pick how many questions you want to do. So I would just literally every single day for the 4 months that I studied, I would go through like 50 questions. I got it on my phone, I got the app, I would literally run practice exams every day. Like, just to get just in the habit of knowing how ACE asks questions, knowing what to expect, knowing how to go through stuff. And guys, it's going to be so frustrating at the beginning because you're going to think that you know stuff and you think that you know how to answer questions, and you're gonna get a lot wrong, or at least this is what I did. So maybe you're smarter than me, but I would get a lot wrong and I'd get so frustrated. I'm like, I'm gonna fail this exam. You have to keep running it. You have to keep just repetition. It's like with working out, muscle memory. It's a mind thing. It's mind memory, and you'll start to remember, you'll start to learn it better. And I started noticing over the months that I would go from getting like 70% on the quizzes to getting 80s, and then I was getting 90s consistently. And then before I took my exam, I was getting 100% on these quizzes. And I felt so confident going into that exam that there was no other option but to pass it. So reading the book, taking notes, doing practice exams. There are free ones too online that you can do. I did a few of those like the day before my exam to get some maybe different perspective, not just from tests.com. And then now let's start talking about maybe the test day. So that's how you study. I probably studied for 2 months. They say you should study for like 3 to 4. I started studying like 3 or 4 months. The whole thing took like 4 months, but I was really actually focused and studying for like 2. So I would do not cram, lay yourself time aside to do it. If you're in school at the same time, treat it like a class. Set yourself a time aside to study for it, because you cannot cram for this exam, guys. I don't care how much you know about working out and supersets and compound sets and I don't care how much you know about that. You have to know how ACE likes it to be asked and how ACE wants you to answer the question. So moving on, test day. So make sure you bring, you're gonna go on, you have to create an account, and then you're gonna get, once you register for your test at the test site, you are going to get a receipt, and you're gonna get like an entry ticket. So you're gonna need to print those out. It's 2 pieces of paper, and make sure you bring both pieces of paper in. You're gonna need a photo ID, and you're gonna go to your testing site, go a little early. You can start a little early. You just sign in, the person will bring you to a computer, you sit down, it's 150 questions, and you're gonna pass it. Like, if you go in with no other intention but to leave there passing, I promise you will pass. And you know the information. Like, if you can sit down and say like, I've run this so much for the past 2 months, I know this information like the back of my hand. There's gonna be some random questions thrown at you that you're gonna be like, holy shit, I don't know this. But I promise you, if you've worked hard and you understand it, you don't just memorize it, you understand how to answer the question and you understand how it works, which as a personal trainer for the safety of your clients, like, you should understand it. You shouldn't just be memorizing this stuff. You're gonna be fine. I promise. You'll pass it. Just go in so confident. Like, I literally did some power stances before I walked into that test site. I like stood there like I was freaking Superwoman, like, I'm gonna pass this test. I walked in, I took the test. I felt really shitty about it, and then I went through, I had extra time, and I went through and looked at my questions, and I actually realized, I was like, wait, I actually feel really good about this, and I clicked submit, and I passed. So it's really exciting. It's such an exciting thing to be certified and to be able to just have that accreditation behind you, to know that you are certified to do these kind of things and to train people. And yeah, it's a great thing. So last thing I'm going to mention is maybe some chapters to focus on and things to focus on, because they really harp on it during the exam. So some really important things that I noticed were chapter 7. Chapter 7 talks about structural deviations like anterior pelvic tilts, posterior pelvic tilts, shoulder like not tilts, but just any kind of postural deviations. They really harp on that because it's safety of clients. Also making sure you know the protocols for risk management, knowing what to do if there's broken equipment, that kind of stuff. That's really important. And then they also, you don't need to worry about the anatomy too much. They do ask, you definitely need to know like what is the glenohumeral joint, like that's your shoulder. You need to know that like stuff. Like obviously you need to know what your hamstring is and your quads and your biceps, basic stuff. Like if you've taken anatomy and you work out a lot, like you know stuff about personal training, you should be fine. Also definitely know the planes, know the sagittal, transverse, and frontal plane, like know the motions. You can like know the motions that happen in those planes. That'll be asked 100%. Also make sure you know progressions and the ACE IFT model. Know the ACE IFT training model like the back of your frickin' hand. Know that thing because that is asked on the exam 100%. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helped you guys. I hope this made you feel a little bit more confident and gave you kind of direction if you were confused about maybe how to start studying. So buy the book, go do practice tests. Don't be hesitant walking into your exam. I need you to be confident. You need to be just ready to take it and have such a good positive attitude. And then once you get certified, go change the world. Go share the love of fitness and the love of health and just training people and improving people's lives, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to do as personal trainers. Hope this helped. If you guys have any other questions, anything specific, anything I didn't touch on, please comment below. I'll be happy to respond. And if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and join me for some of my other videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and good luck on your tests.